Namaste, everybody, and welcome to Namaste Live with Panorama India. I'm the chair, Panorama India's chair, Sumeeta, Kohli, and I welcome all of you today. It's only been 2 weeks. It feels like it's only been 2 weeks since we celebrated India Day. It was truly a week-long celebration, and it was a grand parade. We had over 100 artists that attended that weekend. We had over 28 floats represented in the virtual grand parade. We had so much activity that went on, the live voting, the artists that were present both for the patriotic segment, the cultural segment, and of course, our special finale on the Saturday with Sunil Grover, who was fantastic, and we were so great to have him in Toronto, speaking to Torontonians. We are back today because the celebration continues. Today, we are celebrating the winners of the India Day Virtual Grand Parade, float winners. I know everybody has been wanting to know, how did they do this? What did they do? How much work went into it? You get to hear from the people behind the floats. It was a lot of work. You can imagine we only gave them 8, maybe 9 days to put together a 10-minute storyline of their entire state that was presented to you. And today we have the first place, second place, and third place winner, and we have the Critics' Choice winner as well. I'm not going to hold you all back. I'm ready to kick off the show. And to kick off the show, I would like to invite our Indian Consul General in Toronto, Apoorva Srivastava ji, to join me on screen. Namaste, Apoorva ji.
Namaste. So,
सबको बोल रही थी 2 ही वीक हुए हैं, ऐसे लगता है कि अभी भी हम कर रहे हैं इंडिया डे सेलिब्रेट.
तो कर ही रहे हैं हम. It's just a process. It's just a part of everything. We have to celebrate the fruit of our efforts, and this is what we are doing right now.
Yes, and Apoorva ji, one thing so everybody knows, when we began all of this planning, Apoorva ji said this year I want a month-long celebration. And Apoorva ji, truly, it is a month-long celebration because as of August 1st, we had contests that kicked off. There was so much activity happening throughout the city. And then we had, of course, so many other activities happening that we were, you were involved with. And then we had the 1 week long with the 2-day non-stop India Day celebration. And now we are still continuing to celebrate this weekend. So, aapka month-long ho hi gaya.
Yeah, bilkul. Thank you for that.
And of course, Apoorva ji, one thing we have to recognize, and I think all Torontonians have recognized, with your efforts to have the CN Tower, Toronto sign, and Niagara Falls all lit up on the map. You truly put Toronto on the map of virtual celebrations across the board. हमको तो इंडिया से messages आ रहे हैं. मैं अपूर्वा जी को बता रही थी, मुझे इंडिया से फैमिली बोल रही है, by the way, आपका Niagara Falls lit up है.
Yeah, there's an immense media coverage in India about these, illumination of these landmarks, the landmarks of, Canada and Toronto as a whole. So a lot of media have covered it. I have a really thick file of media, so I'm very happy.
And Apoorva, what other feedback have you heard? Because you've been talking to people across the board, and I know you talked to all the other consulates as well. So what has been other feedback of the Toronto celebration this year?
Everybody is quite excited, and the way we pulled off all these the India Day parade into virtual celebration and the illumination of all the landmarks, it really gave us a lot of leverage, and it's talked about in India, and people, and of course here in Toronto and in Canada, people are talking about it. So I'm really happy, and thanks to you, thanks to efforts of all of you together, we could pull this off. But we shouldn't stop at this. Next year we have to do it even better.
Yes, and trust me, even you will meet Apoorva ji very shortly. All of our winners for the float, they are already keen and ready to continue to go. So I think what we want to do today is we are going to be inviting our first, second, and third place winners for the floats, as well as our Critics' Choice winner, which was the first time ever that we did that. Mm-hmm. And what was interesting was it was unanimous with all the judges of who the Critics' Choice was for their hard work. And so we'll invite them all. They get a chance to meet you as well. And we have one representative from all of them who's going to join us first, because I know you have very special words you want to share with them. And then after, so everybody else knows, throughout the show after, we'll actually be talking to them and their team. So you get to hear what happened behind the scenes. So don't go away, because there's so much today that's coming up. And we have some highlight performances for all of you as well. So you get to see some best highlights that we have, and we have to share a few more things with you. So let's kick it off. Let's invite all of our 5 representatives, because we did have a tie for second place. And let's have them all join us on screen now, one by one. And then once they're on screen, I'll introduce them all once they all appear on screen. And there we go. Look how beautiful the screen looks. It's filling up. I love it. So Apoorva ji, I'm going to begin so you can meet everybody. So our first place winner, as you know, was Maharashtra. And representing Maharashtra today is Anup Pinorkar, who's the president and co-founder of Canada Dhol Tasha Global Entertainment Group. Namaste, Anup. How are you?
Namaste, Chair. Namaste, Apoorva ji. Thank you for having this on the show.
Thank you for being here, Anup. And next we have, as you know, was a second place, was a tie. That's how difficult it was to pick a winner this year. So in no particular order and no seniority, okay? But I'm just going to kick it off by introducing from Karnataka, Mr. Ragendra Krishnamurthy, who's the president of the Kannada Sangha Toronto Association. Namaste, Nagendra ji.
Namaste, Sumeeta ji, and Namaste, Apoorva ji.
Namaste.
And then, of course, from Rajasthan, Mr. Krishna Surana, who's the president, newly appointed president, by the way. Congratulations for the Rajasthan Association of North America, Canada, RANA as known. Welcome, Krishna ji.
Thank you so much. Namaskar. Namaskar. Thank you so much for having me on. Namaskar, Apoorva ji. We're so excited about having being a part of this. I'm looking forward to. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And next we have from Assam, who is the third place winner, is Vaidehi Sarma, and she's a member of the Assam Sangha Canada Community Association. Welcome, Vaidehi.
Thank you very much. Namaste, Apoorva ji, and thank you, Sumeeta, as always, for having us, representing at the broader Indian-Canadian diaspora. Really obliged for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And now we have a Critics' Choice winner. So everybody knows this is the first time we did this, because we know it's a lot of work to put the virtual choice parade on. So we wanted one choice of a Critics' Choice, which we know, they didn't fall in the first, second, and third, but they did such a phenomenal job. And it was actually a unanimous winner. So everybody knows for the Critics' Choice was, of course, the Northeast, which is 7 sisters, 7 states in one float. And is Soumya Mishra representing the 7 sisters Northeast float. Welcome, Soumya.
Namaste. Sumeeta, namaste, everybody, and hello to everybody else who participated. Everyone did a fantastic job.
So what I would like to do, one thing I wanted, before Apoorva shares some words, what would be great is that I'll go around the screen and ask each of you, how many years have you participated in the India Day Parade? Because it's interesting as you see the variation of each of the winners. So Anup from Dhol Tasha, how many years has Maharashtra been part of the India Day Parade?
So we've been part of the India Day Parade from 2016, starting from the Young and Das, now on the Nathan Philippe last year, and this year Virtual Day Parade.
Wow, very nice, very nice.
From the 4 years we've been.
Perfect. And Krishna, how many years?
We have been there participated from 2008. So it's a long. We have been there and still excited, still looking forward. And the best part was from physical appearance to virtual, exciting transformation. Maza aa gaya. It was so good. Thank you.
So nice. So 10 plus, I think almost 12 plus years ho gaya aapko.
It has been long. Yeah. Every year.
And Nagendra ji, how long have you guys been participating in the India Day Parade?
Oh, I think since probably inception, because I remember one of our past presidents, Srimati Sharada Bhatt, was one of the first co-chairs of Panorama India, long time ago, in early 2000s.
Wow.
And most recently, Mr. Ramesh Bengaluru was another past president of Kannada Sangha, who started the Canada Idol as part of the Panorama celebrations.
Very nice.
So Kannada Sangha has been with Panorama India since probably its inception. And ours is we are going to celebrate Golden Jubilee in another couple of years.
Yes, right. We will all celebrate together the Golden Jubilee. That's beautiful. And of course, Vaidehi, how many years have you been part of it?
Well, I would like to answer it in 2 parts. So participation-wise, or the relationship with Panorama India goes back a couple years, actually. And we did have, back in those days, probably mid 2000s, we did have one of the directors actually as Panorama directors from one of our communities. Now, the thing is, if you talk about the parade, well, as a community coming together, not as individual participations, this is our debut performance, so we just onboarded and we had a fantastic experience. We're looking forward to so many exciting times together. It was fabulous in proper words. Yeah.
So
Too good.
look at that debut and you won third place. So fantastic.
There you go. Absolutely.
And Soumya, I know your relationship with Panorama is a long time.
Yeah.
But I think this is, and I can say, is this the first time you did Northeast float?
Yes, this is the first time I've done Northeast float, but I have been close to Panorama since 2012. 2012 में पहली बार मैंने parade attend की थी.
Oh, wow. Wow. And it's our first time, so everybody knows we had Seven Sisters as part of, the virtual parade this year, which was such a nice thing to see because I think it's a part that doesn't always get seen.
Yes.
So you did a wonderful job with that.
Thank you. Thank you. It was learning curve for us too, so it was really enjoyable journey.
So Apoorva ji, I know you've been waiting, and I know Apoorva ji has some very special words for all of you. So I will actually now turn it over to Apoorva ji to share a few words.
Thank you, Sumeeta. First of all, my heartiest congratulations to all of you. You guys did a splendid job. I was totally blown away by, the standards of the floats or the virtual things that was put together by all of you. It was really, really good. And I really, I don't want to be in the position of the judges in such a, in such kind of competitions because, the kind of work you have to do together and with so much restrictions, because of this pandemic, you can't be together. You have to shoot in different locations with, proper masks or with, social distancing. So it's not an easy thing, and with the kids at home, it's all very difficult. You have to take out time, but the way it was all put up together, it was really, really great. I was really very excited and so proud of all of you. So first of all, congratulations, and I also want to, through this Namaste Live, I want to, I want to congratulate all the people who have participated. I mean. You all were great. I mean, but we have finally the winners have to be chosen, and therefore, great efforts put on by all of you, and it was really, really great. And I just wanted to tell you that this virtual celebrations gave me some ideas, and I discussed it with Sumeeta that now that the floats are prepared and the winners are decided. So maybe, now from tomorrow, for instance, this week, I'll share the first prize winner on our Facebook page and our social media. And we would like to continue a little bit about the particular state. For instance, Maharashtra, we would like to, have some elements of Maharashtra. So every week we'll celebrate a state. So, from tomorrow, I will keep on sharing, for instance, from first, and then next week, it will be the Karnataka and Rajasthan, and then the Northeast, Assam and Northeast. So it will be a continuous process. Whatever you have produced, it's not over now. It's the beginning. I must say that it's the beginning, and we'll be using all those, material that you have collected to promote that particular state in through our social media and websites. So, and we would like all of you to, collaborate and, share and reshare and invite everybody to, know those aspects of the states which are not known to, normal Canadians. So, so it will be a great opportunity to, celebrate these floats throughout next few months. So that is one of my things. And my second, I have been thinking that we should promote the languages, the local languages. We have 22 official languages in India, and so many other languages, which are not in the constitution, but of course they are spoken frequently. So now we are going to start, a series of competitions. So we have started with Sanskrit. So that competition is going on. Yeah, just to involve the young kids, the young children, the new generation who have been born here, to just so that they're excited with the prizes and the competition. So every month we'll take 2 languages and do those competitions also. So these are the few ideas, and I would be very happy to work with all of you. We have been working, the consulate has been working with, of course, Panorama India, but all the associations also. So any more ideas and any collaborations in these kind of initiatives will be highly welcome. Once again, I really want to congratulate all of you, and kudos to all the efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Apoorva.
And as Apoorva ji mentioned, and so you all know, that was the one thing, because I know people have been asking, I want to see the floats. You can imagine the response, right? Because a lot of people are now asking, I want to see the winning floats again, because once you announce the winners, so you know, this was a surprise. That's why we were waiting for as of today. And now Apoorva ji will actually be sharing each of your floats. And what a great platform, right? Because from a consulate perspective, it goes mainstream and it's seen across the board. And it's such a great opportunity. You guys, it's such great work to put your floats out there, all the efforts. And Apoorva ji, one thing you said very much true, and I know you mentioned this after we saw the floats, what was amazing is you guys highlighted things that not everybody would know. And that's what was the nice part about the floats. You brought things that even I didn't know about so many states. And since then, we've heard so many people say, I can't wait till I can travel again. I can't wait because now I want to go visit this. I want to go visit this place. So great job that, tourism, when it restarts, I mean, I hope everybody gets to go back and see these beautiful states you guys depicted. And of course, congratulations to all of the float submissions. One thing Apoorva ji had said this year, we did 28 states represent hone chahiye. And guess what? We had 28 states represented. So Toronto did not fail. So good job, Toronto. You did an amazing job. And Apoorva ji, you see how excited it is already. Individually, हम सबसे बात करें, सब करें, next year के लिए भी ready हैं. So
next year, hopefully physically. I have never attended that great Toronto parade, which is, I mean, the famous great Toronto parade. So I want to.
It's contagious energy.
हाँ, जिस दिन पसीने छूटते हैं ना जब 4-5 बजे, तब तो बंदा बड़ा लाइट हो जाता है end of day.
See, you're so right, Sumeeta. I remember everybody crying, kids screaming, chehra going red. But when the parade starts, everything is so worth it.
Yeah. So Apoorva, next year, all of us fingers, all our energy putting towards that we can do it in person, together in the square once again. I want to thank all of you for being here today. I know Apoorva also that your office will also be doing some recognition for each of the floats as well. So you'll all be, they'll be in touch with your organizations directly. But I hope you can see when we have this much energy, why we get so excited, because look at the vision that we get to work with every day. You can see just in 2 minutes, look how many things she just launched. So now you see why we love working with Apoorva. She really wants to make sure that as much as we can celebrate India in all the different aspects, we do that. So from all of us, Apoorva, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Wonderful to meet all of you.
Thank you so much.
And we will be seeing all of you back on the screen. I will actually ask the Dhol Tasha team, so Anup, you stay on because we'll be talking to Maharashtra first. And we will see the rest of you back again. You guys know your times already, so don't go anywhere. And we'll be seeing you back on the screen within the hour. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we are just going to have now joining us is also Runal. So he should be joining any minute. Hello, Runal. How are you?
I'm good. How's everyone?
We are all good. Welcome to the celebration. So first of all, congratulations to Maharashtra for winning first place in the virtual Grand Parade. You guys did a phenomenal job. As Apoorva ji was just here, she truly is correct. The judges had a very difficult time. And truly between public voting and scoring from the judges, it was a very tight and tough decision. But congratulations to both of you. And welcome today to Namaste Live.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So let me give a quick introduction of both of you. So Anup, of course, I mentioned to everybody, is the president and co-founder of Canada Dhol Tasha. And Runal, of course, is the secretary with Marathi Bhashik Mandal. Correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm going to kick it off. I have a couple of questions because the whole point of why we're doing this is so people can understand the people behind putting these floats together and what went in. Because this is the first time ever a virtual parade was done. No one had any clue what they were about to see. What people don't know is we had a meeting with all the community organizations. We had actually outlined parameters of what a virtual parade, and we kept them quite big. because we wanted to see the creativity that came back from each of the groups. And you each outdid yourself. You didn't only check off all the lists, you created original content that was done in a beautiful way, and you told a lovely story of Maharashtra. So I'm going to kick off my first question. Anup, I'll ask you if you don't mind. I'll start with you. So first of all, tell me a little bit about Canada Dol Tasha, organization itself, who's involved, and also how long, like you already told us how long you guys have been doing the float as well. So tell us a little bit about your organization.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say thank you and congratulate Panorama India and Consul General for giving us this opportunity. We've been part of the parade from 2016. We started at Young and Dandas, and then from Nathan Philly Square, we have the grand celebrations with the Dhol Tasha and all Maharashtra float. So this year, for the virtual parade, we collaborated with the Marathi Bhashik Mandal Toronto. So it was a really good experience, was nice. And it was a fantastic.
Perfect. Thank you. And I do one thing I think I really want to recognize. When we said the challenge was we wanted one submission for the state, and I am so proud to say, and it wasn't just you guys, many other organizations did this. Toronto, as you know, we are so multicultural, so vast, but how within Maharashtra community, so many organizations exist, and you all came together to submit this. So I want to congratulate you all for working together to produce this winning float. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So Runal, I would love for you to tell me a little bit about the Marathi Bhashik Mandal Toronto as well. So how long have you guys been in establishment? A little bit about who you are.
So first of all, thank you Panorama India for providing the online platform to showcase Maharashtra's rich culture and heritage. About Marathi Bhashik Mandal, it's a non-profit cultural organization since 1968. We believe if the young generation know how rich their culture is, they'll surely carry it ahead. That's why our goal is to preserve and promote Maharashtrian culture. We celebrate all the major Maharashtrian festivals here. MBM is like a hub for every Marathi person who is missing home. One of our core value of Marathi Bhashik Mandal is to give back to the society. So just an example, like since March, during this pandemic, we conducted food drives, and then we did back-to-back around 15 online programs every weekend. So just to make sure everyone stays connected in this difficult time. To summarize everything about Marathi Bhashik Mandal, it's more about 3 C's. That's what we say, like it's culture, it's celebration, and it's community. So that's everything about Marathi Bhashik Mandal. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So one thing I know, when you watch the Maharashtra float, there was so many parts. Even though people only see 10 minutes, you can clearly see that so many elements of original programming was created to put it together to make 10 minutes. So maybe Anup, can you tell us a little bit about how this happened?
Yeah, sure. So we divided the teams for the food. We have the music, then we have the dancers. So we split the teams into 3. We make it as a one video. So for the food part, so the people made the food actually. They cooked it for the particular video.
Yes, even the judges noted there was a lot of original creation for the float. So it was Torontonians making food and their recipes, and it was displayed in the float. So that was a really nice touch.
Similarly, for the music and for the dancers, they have to choose the locations according to the theme of the dance. So some of them choose to the terrace of the building, some of them choose into the parks. So, and it was really to make it look like it is in India,
Very nice, very nice. And you all followed COVID guidelines, which is amazing. That's the one thing every float did. We were so proud of them. Everybody did it safely, because that was a clear restriction that you must follow the guidelines to put it together. And you can imagine when this was being done, we weren't even, I think we were still in stage 1 going into 2. So it was not an easy time to put it together.
Yeah. Similarly for the Dhol Tasha, like our group is like more than 50 people, right? So it was, when we go on the parade on the, University Avenue, it's 50 people and we have hundreds of people joining us.
Listen, I will tell you, Anup, the biggest thing I missed here is those drums. When we enter a room and those drums are playing, the energy is just phenomenal. So you guys did a great job with that.
Yeah, we remember last year we had, a largest crowd pooling with our drums for the Maharashtra float.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Runal, do you want to tell me a little bit about this experience of virtual, how the virtual felt for you guys and how the experience was for your group?
Yeah. So, like when we got to know about this Panorama India float competition, so what we did was like Marathi Bhashik Mandal and Canada Doltasha, we came together and worked as one team to create this prize-winning Maharashtra float. So, like as a Marathi Bhashik Mandal, we conduct a lot of events throughout the year, giving opportunity for our community in Toronto to present their talent. So we are aware that our community is blessed with a lot of talent here. That is when we decided that we could create a fresh content specifically for this event, even during this tough time. In spite of whatever the challenges were, just because of everyone's hard work and everything, we were able to achieve and win the first prize. Though, yeah. So the as everyone says, the hard work pays off. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what. Now that they know a little bit about what happened, let's show everybody a 1 minute clip to help kind of close this off. So let's show everyone 1 minute, only 1 minute of your float, because they'll get to see more of it next week.
Yeah, sure.
जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्रे मन कामना पूर्ति नमन नटवरा विस्मयकारा नमन नटवरा विस्मयकारा आत्मविरोधी कुतूहलधरा.
So now, I mean, we didn't want to give away the whole float. You can see we did not want to give away at all because there's so much more in the 10 minutes. So we encourage everybody to please keep a lookout next week as the floats get shared with our consulate office. And of course, this is just a piece of it. I want to thank both of you and the entire organization for all your hard work, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity again.
Thank you so much. So now what we want to do before we move on to our second place winners, we are going to show you a highlight of one performance. As you know, it's only been 2 weeks. We had over 100 artists perform at India Day. We picked a couple of artist highlight performances to show you today because we have only recently now shared all the segments of India Day. They are now available on YouTube for all of you to go watch. But here's a highlight. So this was a performance. It's a Punjabi folk singing highlight. And it was shown in the patriotic segment. And it was Jashan Dinda. It's Veg Farida. And here we go from Jashan.
Veg Farida. Veg Farida. मिट्टी खुली मिट्टी उत्ते मिट्टी डुली मिट्टी हासे मिट्टी रोवे अंत मिट्टी दा मिट्टी होवे Veg Farida, Veg Farida. Na kar bandeya meri meri, na kar bandeya meri meri, na eh teri, na eh meri. 4 dinan da duniya mela, fer mitti di ban gii teri. Veg Farida, Veg Farida. Ve jugni kendiya, ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੰਦਰ ਵਸਦਾ ਏ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਿਸਦਾ ਏ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਨ ਕਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਸਦਾ ਏ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਸਦਾ ਏ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਜਗਮਗ ਜਗਮਗ ਕਰਦਾ ਏ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਰਾਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਫਿਰਦਾ ਏ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਦਾ ਏ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਨਾਮ ਅਲੀ ਦਾ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਏ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਵੇ ਜੁਗਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ
I hope you got to see that. Wasn't that beautiful? And that was just one performance. I mean, we had over 100 artists perform the entire weekend. We're just trying to show a few of them because we only have so much time to show them. But what we say to you is they're all now posted. Go check out all the artists. If you haven't seen it, click on YouTube, go to our Panorama India Facebook or our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, and you get to see all the segments. We've kind of put them individually now. So there's patriotic, there's cultural. So this way you can watch each one. We've also shared the Sunil Grover live performance because a lot of people said, I want to re-see some of them. I missed some things. So go back and see them. But congratulations to all the artists. Let's continue the celebration of the virtual float parade winners. So like I mentioned, the second place was won by two different floats. And so in no particular order, I'm just going to invite now the first group, and then we will have the second float winner as well. So they were both second place winners. But I would like to begin with Rajasthan, and I would like to invite on screen the representatives from the Rajasthan Association from Rana to join me on screen now. And of course, our Executive Director of Programming, Executive Director of Community Relations and Sponsorship as well. There we go. We have everybody on screen and unmuted. This is the best part, when everybody starts on the correct footing. Welcome, of course, Krishna ji, welcome back, the president of Rana, Canada. I've also joining with me on the bottom left is Dr. Pratiksha Shah and Rashi Bajaj ji. So welcome to both of you. Thank you. Thank you all. And of course, we have joining our executive director as well from Panorama India, who handled all the virtual floats. So everybody knows. And Vaidehi, I think your volume is off. Vaidehi, is your volume up? Just so everybody knows, whenever Vaidehi is on screen, there's always technical sound issues. We're all used to this. So yeah, Vaidehi, we still cannot hear you. So I'll continue. And then whenever it works, you just join in. So first of all, I want to congratulate Krishna ji, I want to congratulate Rashi ji, and I want to congratulate Pratiksha for such a great float. I mean, Rajasthan is not an easy state to show in 10 minutes. Okay, but you guys managed to do it, and you did a great job. So if it's okay, I'll kick off with you, Krishna ji. And Vaidehi, I'm just going to ask you to mute. I think there's a lot of...
Okay, you can hear me, okay? Yeah.
Just thank you so much. Welcome to a virtual show, a live show. Welcome to technical difficulties. This is all normal in our new day and age. So Krishna ji, I'll start with you. I'd love to know a little bit about the Rajasthan Association of North America first. Congratulations, you're the newly appointed president for the organization, and we'd love to hear a little bit about the organization.
Thank you so much. Namaskar, I'm Krishna Surana, President Rana, Canada. I would like to thank Honorable Consul General, who was present, Ms. Apoorva Srivastava, for gracing the event with her presence. Panorama India is doing a wonderful job by bringing people from different states to display their strength, which is what India stands for: unity in diversity. Rana was founded in 2007, is a cultural non-profit organization which gives vibrant platform to all Rajasthanis living in Canada. Rajasthan's rich culture and heritage is a strong connection between our past, present, and future generation. We have put together some magnificent events in the past to keep the culture alive, thrive in foreign land. Our purpose is to instill Rajasthani culture in the youth to strengthen Rajasthani roots. Independence Day float was an excellent opportunity for all of us to showcase Rajasthan and Rana's core values. I would like to thank Mrs. Rashi Bajaj and our board members for the creation of the float. Once again, we thank you, the judges, for selecting Rana for this award. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Krishna ji. I think Vaidehi is still fixing a technical issue, so I will continue going along. So I do want to say your float was beautiful. It was actually, and I did say you guys came in second place. It was a tie. And what that shows you is how difficult it was for these judges. And trust me, I was in conversations, once all the scoring came in, we had a discussion with them. They said it was a very difficult decision this year because all the floats were beautiful. Everybody followed guidelines. They did a really good job. And what's amazing is for an organization that's been part of it, physically, to do the physical float, how quickly you all pivoted. And in 8 days, I think you barely had 8 days. We gave you guys a very tough challenge. You somehow put together so much original content. So I want to congratulate you all for that and all that hard work. I would love to, before we continue with more questions, I want to show everybody 1 minute, and we're not giving it away. Like, I want to remind everybody, because Apoorva ji is going to share the rest of the float, but let's show everybody a little glimpse of what the float was all about. So thank you so much. So, like we told everybody, we're not giving away the whole float. We just wanted to give you a float. There is so much more to see in this float, and it's beautiful. I think you're back.
True.
Welcome back. So I know Vaidehi had a question for Rashidi and Pratiksha ji.
Yes, hi, ladies. You're looking lovely as usual. Wanted to know as to how many people were involved in compiling this float. It was just amazingly done.
Thank you to Panorama India and of course the Consul General in allowing us to put forward this virtual float. Well, Rajasthan has been we have been part of this panorama, like the India Day parade, right from 2008, as Krishna said, and Panorama has always been very close to my heart. Now this time it was different because we had to incorporate so much of things in the virtual 10 minutes, which, as you know, that Rajasthan has such a lot of rich history, culture, heritage, its vibrancy in colors, dances, food, folklore. Like, you can just name it and Rajasthan is there. In fact, we did have some challenges in putting this into that 10 minutes, but in fact, it was an amazing task we had, but we really enjoyed it because it actually gave us an opportunity to incorporate everything in that flow, and it was really a mesmerizing experience. Not only that, it took me down to memory lane because we had to dig in all the old videos and
True.
everything together. So it was like a very, very like a fond experience, beautiful experience we had. And I would really, at this point of time, even like to thank Rana, my board members, or the members for give me an opportunity to work on this float, and not to forget, like when I was doing this, it brought back a lot of my memories because I was there in the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, which was hosted in the beautiful city of Jaipur. So at that time, I had the chance of enjoying their cuisines and everything. And like even when Panorama did the brides the contest, I was a part of that contest at that point of time also. So yeah, it was really beautiful, and I hope I've given justice to the entire Rajasthan by combining
did.
it with the 10-minute float.
You did a beautiful job.
Yes. It was splendid work done, incredibly put together. Absolutely, yes.
So, Pratiksha, I had a question for you. So for you, I know that it was not, like I said, it is a beautiful state. I mean, I've been to Rajasthan, I think a few times I've been, and I know there's so much to see. I mean, how did you guys decide what to show and what not to show? Was it a discussion? Was it planning? How did you guys decide what to, show in the actual virtual parade itself?
Yeah, so it was really hard to figure out what to show, what not to show, first of all, because there's so much, right? Like, what can you include? What can you not include? But I mean, so our thing was we wanted to include a little bit of history, a little bit of culture, a little bit of the dances, right? Like, we also wanted, our main focus was to include what are the contributions that everyone has done, because I think that is the most unnoticed thing that happens, right? Like, people don't really talk about the contributions, like the scientific contributions per se.
Yes.
In general, right? And so I think that was the best part for me personally, because I got to do a little bit of research. I got to find out, like, what have they done in the past? What's happening right now? And I think that's still important, right? Like, as a state, people need to know what Rajasthan is still doing rather than just, the history.
Sure.
Everyone knows that. But yeah, so that, yeah.
Well, I want to congratulate all of you. What I hope you've done, and I truly hope after seeing this that like I said, tourism, when it goes back, that you increase tourism back to Rajasthan, your proud state that you represent. And, we love working with you guys at Panorama India, and continue to do an amazing job in representing your state and educating those who haven't had a chance to see it yet. I have a feeling after this, when we do come out of it in the new normal, I think everyone is just getting ready to go and explore, because I think it changed perspectives. There's so many things we think, karenge, 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 lagta hai ki karo. Jab time hai,
True.
So I think on behalf of Panorama India and of course the council, I want to thank all of you. Congratulations on your second place win, and we encourage you.
So much.
Well done. Yes.
Thank you so much, Panorama India. Thank you so much. Again, appreciate all of you for giving us the chance. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
So now we will continue, Vaidehi, because we don't want to stop. There's so much going on. So as we said,
Absolutely.
winners for the second place. And now we invite the other second place winners to join us on the screen. So if I can please have the individuals from Kannada Sangha Toronto. Hello, both of you. How are you? So
Hello, Nagendra. Hello, Chetan. Welcome.
I'd like to welcome Mr. Nagendra Krishnamurthy, who's the president, and Chetan Bhardwaj, who's the secretary from Kannada Sangha Toronto organization. And I want to congratulate you on the second place win for Karnataka.
Congratulations.
So today the whole point is, and I will tell you, there was a lot of discussion even behind the scenes. I was mentioning before earlier, a lot of the judges, as they were looking at it from their different angles, one thing you guys did very interestingly is you did your float in your language, and you had, the English subtitles, which I think was a really nice thing, because it encouraged people. One is you educated, of course, everybody, yes, but the English subtitles also educated everybody what went on. But the way you depicted everything in your state was beautifully done. So today we want to take this time. We want to tell everybody who were behind the scenes. And if it's okay, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Nagendraji. If you can maybe share a little bit about your organization and also this first-time experience of a virtual float.
No, absolutely, yes. Thank you very much. I think as regards Kannada Sangha Toronto, as I said initially with our Consul General as well, this was established way back in 1973, and it is a completely volunteer-run organization. In fact, most of us change like every year. It's not even like a 2-year term. Some people continue for 2 years, but not more than that. But so it's been a great opportunity, of course, with Panorama India, and our Kannada Sangha Toronto, as I said earlier, also has been associated with Panorama since its inception in 1999. Like 2002 or 3, one of our past presidents, as I said, was also a co-chair for Panorama India. Sure. And we really take pride in taking part in Panorama India activities, both Independence Day as well as Republic Day. And we take active participation in all your programs. In fact, for recent entrants, they have won Canada Idol Award as well. One was a runner and last year it was actually a Kannada Sangha member who won the Canada Idol. So which was actually very difficult because it's mainly in Hindi language he has to sing, and our people, we had to make them watch that and vote, and it was a really great experience.
Yes.
And thank you for that opportunity. So Kannada Sangha, coming back to our association again, we actually, of course, as the name itself signifies, it is to celebrate and spread the rich cultural and
Yes.
linguistic heritage of Kannada and Karnataka.
Yes.
We do a lot of programs, and we are also getting used to this new normal, as they call it, through virtual programs. As our friend from Maharashtra Mandal, I think he just now mentioned, we also conducted a lot of virtual programs during this time.
Yes.
And I really like the initiative of a Consul General who said she is going to celebrate each language and conduct competitions and all that.
True.
So in
Absolutely.
fact, in this summer, we conducted a Kannada orientation camp, where almost 60 kids every day morning at 8 a.m. They joined these classes, and it was conducted by a very senior professor who just retired from Jawaharlal Nehru University. There's a Kannada chair in Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi, and he is the chair professor, and he himself conducted that 6-day orientation program. And Sanskrit is another thing, right? We do recognize most of the Indian languages as its roots in Sanskrit. And we are conducting weekly Sanskrit classes for especially focused towards seniors and who are interested in learning Sanskrit as well. So these are all some of the things, of course. There are many virtual programs which we have been doing, but I just wanted to highlight these two.
No, and I think, I want to congratulate you. I think what's amazing during this time is, when this all hit everyone, everyone initially, of course, went, what do we do? And everyone froze. But I think what's been so amazing about organizations such as yourself and so many others who immediately thought, how do we get into the community? How do we get, not only, but the mental health of keeping everybody engaged and excited and talking. And, this is a big part of what has to have happened in this month. Like for us, Namaste Live was simply for this reason. We have so many artists sitting at home. We have so many individuals who could not see any family members. So our whole thing was, let's put a platform. Everybody comes together. And I'll tell you what
Staying connected.
Yes, and what amazed me about the virtual parade was the fact that, we gave you guys 8 days, which was not a lot of time.
Absolutely. That was just incredible. I was really stumped.
Sumeeta ji, we had just taken over this role on July 5th.
Yeah.
We were in the transition, and this was the first activity we had to do as soon as we took this. And with all the COVID rules, there I really need to acknowledge in our committee some of the lady members and our cultural coordinator as well, Mr. Satish Venkat, who unfortunately could not join today.
Yes.
He took such a lead, and in that one weekend, we had to follow the COVID rules as well of just 10 people, not more than 10. So we broke one song into small groups, and in that song we exhibited the various costumes of Karnataka, because even within Karnataka there is so much diversity.
True.
Right? If you see that song, I think it was all done within 1 week, 2 days, and they were able to get the costumes and
choreography done. Yes.
So all the lady members of our team and the cultural committee and the parents of those kids as well, who came forward, right? With such short notice. That was amazing.
Nagendraji and, Chetan, the reason we are doing these interviews is because we really want people to know the amount of groups during COVID that work together virtually to deliver this 10-minute, presentation. And I think this is what we wanted to do, was show the effort and work that went in. We are so proud of you guys and this community, because everybody said, we're taking the challenge, we're celebrating India Day, and we're going to show our state, and you did it. And you did it so well. So we want to thank you. What I'd like to do before we continue, because we still have a few more things to ask you, we want to give everybody a glimpse of their float. So like I said, we're not showing the whole thing. Apoorva ji is going to share that, but let's show everybody a short snippet of what the float was all about. We'll be right back.
Sure.
So, I mean, this was just a snip, and just in
Yes.
that snip, you can see how many performers came together virtually to put together. And I think what I'm most proud is this was all original content that you guys created for this submission, which,
Right.
trust me when I say the judges, they noticed everything. So this was a great thing for you guys. I know
Yes.
Vaidehi has a question for Chetan.
Yes, Chetan. Actually, I wanted to know, like, see, as we all know, that Karnataka is so much full of heritage, culture. As we know, it's so rich, full of culture. So, how did you guys decide what to take, what not to take, and what exactly? Because it's so much of a challenge to fit everything in this 10 minutes. We gave everybody just 10 minutes. So, how did you guys decide what to take to fit in these 10 minutes?
Yeah, it took quite a lot of brainstorming from within the team, all the 10 committee members, along with the youth committee, as well as getting inputs from various other people in the community, the parents. And so it did take a lot of effort to see what we can choose, because we've got such rich culture, a lot of contributions from various eminent people, both presently alive and in the past, a lot of historical places within Karnataka, contribution from Kannadiga community outside of India, in Canada, contributing to Canada as well, and of course the food and the costumes. It's just endless. The list is really, really long. So it took a lot of brainstorming. It took a lot of effort from everybody. And again, like as Nagendra mentioned, kudos to the cultural committee as well. Mr. Satish is not here today with us, but it all materialized as we started working through it. And of course, COVID was a big showstopper, but we didn't let that bog us down. We all came together, and everything weaved in just 8 days. As you know, the time limit was really another big constraint. So everything happening virtually for the virtual float, that was really one huge project. Yeah, we're glad it all came together.
So I want to, really want to thank you. I'm going to throw a very tough question at you both, okay? If you had to say what is, and I won't say your most favorite, but one of your most favorite places that someone should see in your state, what would you say that should be?
That's a very tough question, actually.
You're not putting me on a spot. Sorry, Sumeeta ji. I think see, even in that song, if you notice the short clip you played, right? The first 4 kids that were wearing, like they are from southern Karnataka, what we call Mysore Bangalore region, right?
Which is beautiful, and I've been there, by the way. Beautiful.
Yes. And the other 3 kids who came up immediately after that in that short clip, they were actually like displaying the northern Karnataka costumes. So, I mean, Karnataka is such a diverse place. I mean, if you ask me as a personal question, probably I may be able to pick, but not as president of Kannada Sangha.
That's a good answer. Very good answer. Very politically correct. I'll tell you why I love this state so much. So my dad, he studied in Bangalore. He used to speak all the languages. And, I'm Sardar. So he was a full turban Sardar who could speak all the languages. And I remember, he's the one we did a tour of Uti, Mysore and everything with him. And, when you're in restaurants and everything, and, of course you're ordering and then they're talking to themselves. And then my dad would just start talking and they couldn't believe it because he loved this state so much. And, he studied there, his university years. So I am very happy and I'm proud that you guys got to speak today and you share a little bit about your state. And I want to congratulate your entire organization for doing such a phenomenal job in this time. You brought, I think, a lot of happiness to a lot of people. And I hope, across this was India Day was shown across the US, across Canada, in fact, even back home, because we had so many platforms doing it live. So, I hope everybody got to see you represent your state proudly. So thank you to both of you and your entire organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity. And just one last word on that, because within that short window we had, right, we wanted to take it so seriously. So we reached out to some dignitaries as well as to give a message. And as you might have noticed in our 10-minute video, we had one Canadian MP also, Member of Parliament from Nepean, who is of Karnataka origin, India origin.
I saw that.
And we were also able to get, within that short window, message from Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Dr. Ashwath Narayan, and the Revenue Minister, who was also a former Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. R. Ashok. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and we look forward to working with Panorama India in future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All other floats were also great. So
Absolutely.
it's diversity is strength. So
Yes, very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you both. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Nagendra. Thank you, Chetan. Yeah.
So let's continue with our show. And today we have so much to share with you. And we wanted to give each float the opportunity to really talk about who they are and what they were doing. And that's why today's show is going to be giving you a glimpse of what else is to come. Before we go to our third place winner, again, we wanted to highlight one more performance for you. As we mentioned, India Day was over 100 artists that performed. All of these are now available for you to see. But let's show you another dance performance. This was done by Bharatanatyam and Odisha dance, Jugal Bandi, and it was done in the August 15th cultural segment, and it's by Team Lysa. So here we go, a little performance for all of you. So as you can see, this was just another highlight performance, and there was over 100 artists. Please go to the Facebook page, to our YouTube page as well. All the segments are now posted for you guys to all see. All the artists have been asking again to see the other artists perform as well. So we encourage you all to go see them. Let's continue the celebration of the floats. And I'd like to invite our third place winner. And I have the representatives from Assam. Please join us on screen. Hello, Gargi.
Hello. Namaste.
So, I want to welcome Base Sarma, and I'd like to welcome Gargi Talukapar.
Yes.
Members of the Assam Sangha Canada Community Association. Congratulations with third place, first time entry, right, for Assam with a virtual break. Congratulations.
We did it.
Yes, we did it. And I want to recognize, because, it's not easy to do it for the first time and do it in this way. Like we told everybody, we gave everybody 8 days and we said, go. And we gave only very broad parameters. And you guys did a phenomenal job of representing your state. And you put it out there, and you should be proud of that, because I think you've educated a lot of people who don't necessarily get to go and visit or see the state. So we have a couple of questions, and I'm going to start with you from Base, first of all. If it's okay, I'd love for you to tell me a little bit more about the organization that you guys are part of, and also the Assamese community here in Toronto.
Of course, I'm happy to share with you. But before off it all, on behalf of the entire community, well, thank you very much, Sumeeta and Vaidehi, for actually having us on your show today. Not many people, know Assam as an organization here. So, it's a great forum to actually share a little bit about us. So thank you very much for the opportunity in the very upfront. To talk about ASCAR, the Hong Kong Canada Community Association. So this goes back to the 70s, actually. So we started off, we got established in 1971, the precise year. And then, fast forward a couple decades, 40 years. And then in 2013, we actually registered ourselves as a not-for-profit socio-cultural organization in Ontario, right? Now, that said, I would also like to speak a little bit about the people of Assam, who are in Canada. Again, like I said, not everybody gets to know about us so much, right, in the broader Indian Canadian diaspora. So we exist coast to coast in Canada. So talk from the east all the way to the west. Now, every major city, town, you will find an Assamese right there, right? So we do exist, right, in different parts. So if you're talking in particular about GTA, like Toronto and the suburbs, so I would say, we are pretty much on the upwards of 300-400 families. So we are growing, and, this is, pretty much a decent size of Assamese Canadians that we have in here now. That said, the main vision of the organization has been built on, the three pillars that we say that the Assamese community takes pride on, right? So topmost humility. You will really find us very, very humble. And we take pride in that, right? So to pretty much say about it. We're very compassionate, and also at the same time, integrity is a very core part of our organization, our committee, the community, I would say, right? So what we do as an organization is we try to promote these values, the Assamese, cultural heritage and the values that I just spoke about, not only to, the Assamese people here or beyond, not only to the Indian Canadian diaspora, but beyond. We want to go to and capture the entire Canadian, citizens, or the Canadian, the country in general, right? That's what we try to promote. And then, apart from that, we also take pride to say that in pretty much every, I would say, give or take, Canadian economic sectors, you would find at least one Canadian working in a particular sector. So you name it, like finance, you name banking, you name academia, you name, technology. There is, more than one. One is a very small number. So we do exist pretty much everywhere. And in particular, our association with Panorama India, we made our debut with the float this year, but in our association, our relationship actually goes much beyond that. Like I mentioned some time back, right? So we did have one of our associations, our committee member, I would say, as a director of Panorama. This was like years back, and then in different capacities, could be personal, could be a small group. People did go up to the parade. And then, like some of the comments that has been made, sentiments have been reflected. It's exactly the same that we had, right? We had singers, we had bihu dancers who actually represented, and now this time we come up together, right? So this has been fantastic. Another thing I'd like to really mention is our association with the Indian Consulate's office in Toronto. Right, I don't know if you guys remember back in 2017, actually, probably 17, 18, don't exactly quote me on the year, but around that time frame, there was this global investor summit that was held in Assam, and there was a delegation from the government of Assam that actually came to Toronto for a roadshow. And we had the privilege of hosting them, together in participation with the Indian Consulate. So, relationships here goes way beyond, just, last couple of months or days, right? And the thing is, we're so excited to actually bring it all in forefront and just, keep the momentum going, pretty much. That's all I would say, yeah.
Well, I'm really happy to hear it's a growing community that you have here. It's such a nice thing to hear that. It is a beautiful culture. What we're going to do is we're going to show everybody a little glimpse of the float, just so everyone gets a taste of it. And then, of course, next week when, next 2 weeks, as the floats get revealed in full, in full capacity, you'll get to see it, of course, through the Indian Consulate page as well. But let's show everybody a little glimpse of the Assam float.
Hi, I'm Gargi, and I'm going to be showcasing the dances of Assam. Hotriya is the classical dance of Assam, which originated in the monastery, known as Hotras. It was created by the renowned Mahapurush Srimanta Hankardev during the Bhakti movement. The dance tells stories, typically with a spiritual theme. Now, when it comes to the Assamese cultural identity, Bihu is the first thing that comes to mind. The energetic and lively Bihu dance is the same as folk dance. Females typically wear a traditional mekha sadar while dancing, and men wear tuti, gamusa, and tongani. Bihu is named after Rongani Bihu, the celebration of New Year's in Assam, as the dance is now often performed during this time. Bihu was initially danced in the open fields of Assam before planting crops, originating as a prayer for fertility and a good harvest. Eventually, the dance moved to the cities and to the stage, becoming more widespread and transforming into the Bihu we know and love today.
Wow. First of all, everybody should know that's Gargi, who, by the way, Gargi, you're muted right now, so I'll let you unmute yourself. Perfect. Congratulations. That was Gargi, everybody, that you watched in just that little clip. And she's so talented. Gargi, it was amazing.
Thank you so much.
I know we want to talk about the float itself now, and I know Vaidehi had a question for you about kind of how it all came together.
Yes, Gargi, and your performance was really awesome. Gargi, and I love your outfit, your traditional outfit. Tell me about your experience. How was your experience working, compiling the entire float?
Well, it was a wonderful experience, first of all, just getting the chance to represent our beautiful state, Ahom, which I know not everyone knows about. But also a really great experience was me, as well as 8 or 7 other children were the ones who were involved in actually presenting each topic. So we all got the chance to research the different topics and really connect with our own heritage, right? Learn more about Ahom and then present that with everyone, which was an amazing opportunity, speaking Ahomia and learning more about our food, learning more about our culture, and then sharing that with everyone. And personally speaking, I mean, with me in dancing Bihu, I've been dancing that since I was a very young age. And Hotriya, I actually had the privilege of going back to Ahom a few years ago and learning from a Pokot in the Hotra, so truly from its root, a pure Hotriya. And participating in this float gave me the opportunity to showcase that and share that with so many people from all over, and really just represent our state and the pride we have for it and learn more about it, which was an amazing experience because the kids were as young as 8 all the way to 16.
Wow.
All in all, it was just really great in that case because we got to collaborate together even during the times that we're separated. And yeah, it felt like a community coming together to just show, who we are and what our state is like.
Absolutely, I can relate. I've performed you myself, so I can understand what you're talking about. And that roadshow, what you're talking about, ways that was 2017. I've been there.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Yeah. That's very nice to hear. Yeah.
And you ladies have done an awesome job. The moment when I spoke to you, Grace, for the first time when I was talking about really the best thing would be to get the kids to do that. They are at home, put them to work.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you guys did it. Yeah.
Yeah, they can definitely learn a lot more about, our culture, right? So
Yeah.
Well,
And they are creative. Yeah.
And I think from our perspective, we want to congratulate you because, first of all, congratulations for first attempt and coming in third place, which the competition was so tight this year. Everybody who submitted, we had over 28 states represented, and there were actually 17 or 16 that actually got to qualify for the voting portion. So you can imagine the competition was very tight this year, and you did an amazing job for first-time performance. And I think the things that you really showed was original performances, original content, which was created during the pandemic. You did it safely. And I think you made your state very proud. You made the organization very proud. And I hope, like I said to everybody, hopefully when we go back to a new normal and we all get to get on a plane, then more and more people get to see us on. It's a beautiful state. I've never been. I'd love to see, especially this made me even more want to see, because you can see the purity in the people. You could see it even depicted in what you guys put together. So I can't even imagine, how beautiful it must be to see it in person. So I do want to congratulate all of you for the hard work. And I'd love to see, is there a special way you say thank you?
We say dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Yeah, dhanyavad with the Assamese tone in it. It's just similar dhanyavad is in Hindi, but we say dhanyavad. Yes.
Dhanyavad.
I want to say that to both of you and the entire organization. And thank you for being there. And we really want to congratulate you. And we cannot wait to see what you guys do next year.
Absolutely. We're very much looking forward to that. And we'd like to also invite everybody to please visit us in the state of Assam. You would never, go wrong with that visit. We can definitely assure you with that,
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Thank you, Vaidehi. Thank you, Gargi. And we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vaidehi. God bless you, Gargi. Bye. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye-bye.
So let's continue, Vaidehi, because we have so much today. It was like a very packed show. And I cannot wait to have now our Critics' Choice Award winner join us on the screen. So I would love, hi Soumya, how are you?
Hello, Soumya.
I'm so excited.
You are.
The Critics' Choice. This was the first time ever we did, as part of the virtual parade, a Critics' Choice. So Critics' Choice was, because we knew, one is, this is not easy to put together a virtual float, but a Critics' Choice was recognizing somebody who really put the effort, a float that really put the effort in and did something very original and different. And this is where the judges unanimously had voted the Northeast float, the Seven Sisters float, as the Critics' Choice winner. So Soumya Mishra, congratulations to you and everybody that worked on this float.
Thank you. I'm actually very happy. First, let me just say that kudos to you guys, because I have been performing with Panorama India backstage, right? Float is, this is the second time we're doing the float actually. But I've been performing with you guys, and मेरा ritual होता है कि 15 अगस्त के लिए क्या करना है, उसकी तैयारी मैं 6-8 महीने पहले से करती हूँ. So I was like, oh God, अब इतनी तैयारी कर ली है और COVID हो गया, क्या होगा, कैसे होगा? I was kind of getting a little, not so happy. But as soon as there was digital, I was like, yes, kuch karne ka mauka milega. So good, you guys did it.
So that's the enthusiasm we love. When we did this planning of going virtual, the biggest thing was, how do we keep the excitement back? Yes, we are not in the square. How do we do it? And this city did not fail us. The organizations did not fail us. And truly, the result was this amazing 1 week long, I call it, even though it's 2 packed days of India Day celebration. So, Soumya, what I'd love to know, first of all, I want to start by asking you, tell me a little bit about this experience. How did you put it together? Who was involved in it? And, what was the virtual experience like for this year for you?
So of course, doing the virtual parade was absolutely fun because there was so much we could experiment. Like we could do so much testing behind, and I like to have in control of all the situations. But when you're performing on the stage, there are so many things that go out of control. With digital, you can edit it, re-edit it, and fix it, right? So that was one of the best things. So I was very hopeful कि चलो I will be able to do a better product this time. Also, doing Northeast India was absolutely thrilling because इतना सारा चीजें सीखने को मिली मुझे about those 7 states that we did. Actually, Northeast में 8 state आते हैं, but हमने 7 किए थे. तो it was absolutely enjoyable journey कि कैसे सारे के सारे represent करो, कितना material दिखाना है, what to show, what not to show, and the most important part was, so as soon as we were given 7 sisters, or we took 7 sisters, the first thing that came to my mind was कि क्योंकि 7 sisters है तो इसको तो ladies ही represent करेगी. But as I told you before, with me something is like women power is always like on the side all the time. मैंने कहा इसमें तो सारी ladies ही होंगी. And Chandni Moga, who was the second host with me, has been a part of most of my Panorama shows since the beginning. She's always been at the back end. उसकी बच्चियां perform करती हैं stage पे, but she always is like my go-to person कि ये हो गया ठीक करो, वो हो गया ठीक करो. So she's like Soumya Mishra too. Okay. But उसको मैंने बस ऐसे ही बताया, बोला भी नहीं. मैंने कहा कि ये है, I'm looking for a second host, hoping कि वो खुद ही बोल दे मैं करूंगी. And she said कि समय मैं भी करूंगी. So,
very nice.
Because you know what, when you're doing a float, it's very important. Each participant is participating with equal enthusiasm. You don't want to be pushing people to do something that they don't want to, right? So Chandni was on board preparing the script and everything, and then Sumeeta has been a part of my team for some time now, about a year or so. So उसके लिए तो I was very confident कि उसको अगर मैं topic दे दिया, she will be able to prepare it. So Sumeeta Sinha was the third host, and we just started doing everything. There were also a lot of hiccups. So सबसे पहला hiccup तो ये था कि हमने 7 sisters ले तो लिया, उस पे हमें कोई material नहीं मिल रहा. And because it was digital, what I really wanted to do, my idea was कि digital है and this is going to be there forever, हमेशा के लिए रहेगा. तो जितनी information डाल सकते हो, you know me, right? I love researching. जितनी information डाल सकते हो डाल दो, एक बार में सबको सब कुछ सिखा दो. So I was like कि चलो research करें. अब facts भी मिल गए, but the facts have to be validated, right? So I just couldn't say anything without authenticating the facts because there are not a lot of people that I know actually hail from those states. So I had to find via people, research a lot more. जो scripts मेरे पास prepare हो क्या उनके fact check करना कि क्या ये, जैसे एक था कि hottest pepper on the earth क्या सच है या नहीं है. फिर मणिपुर का जो रासलीला डांस था वो, it was one of the most debated topics amongst us because I'm a Kathak dancer and Raslila is a very integral part of Kathak. So we were like कि ये है नहीं है, बहुत research की उस पर हमने, finally हमें पता चला कि it is actually Raslila जो dance का हिस्सा होता है वो वहां से शुरू हुआ. So there was a lot of back and forth researching, and of course outdoor shoot था. तो वो होता है कि हवा चल रही है, नहीं चल रही है, माइक में हवा आ रही है, कोई बहुत ज्यादा हमारे पास लॉजिस्टिकल इक्विपमेंट्स नहीं थे, बस हमारी शक्ल थी, मटेरियल था और फोन या कैमरा जो भी था वो था. But it was all in all a fantastic journey. The team was amazing and we learned a lot of new things. And क्योंकि सबसे पहला तो यही था कि 7 स्टेट रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए आपको अपनी टाइमलाइन डिसाइड करनी पड़ेगी कि हर स्टेट को इक्वल, बिकॉज दैट वाज माय पर्पस कि 28 स्टेट्स अगर रिप्रेजेंट हो रहे हैं तो हर स्टेट को इक्वल वेटेज मिलना चाहिए, एटलीस्ट फ्रॉम माय एंड, राइट? सो आई वाज लाइक 1 minute 15 सेकंड इज योर मार्क, कुछ भी करो इसी के अंदर खत्म करना है. सो रिस्क्रिप्ट, रीस्क्रिप्ट, शूटिंग, रीशूटिंग, एडिटिंग, कि वो 1.25 मिनट के अंदर सब कुछ फिट हो जाए. So that was a very challenging part on our end, but team was good, enthusiasm was high, and you guys are awesome. Like just support you guys provide, it's always needed from your end. कुछ भी questions होते थे, कोई भी doubts होते थे, वैदेही को कभी भी पूछे, she was always back with a quick response. So that's why the process was much smoother and easier actually.
So I think what I'd love to do is show everybody a glimpse of your float. We're not showing the whole thing, but before we show the glimpse, we keep saying 7 sisters, but let's tell you who the 7 sisters are, because the reality is this is educational. This is what the whole point of this was. So you depicted Arunachal Pradesh,
yes,
you did Mizoram,
yes,
Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, Sikkim, and Nagaland.
Yes. Yeah, but Sumit, you said Nagaland. I want to just say one thing. Before I started doing this research, anybody I spoke to, जिससे भी बात होती थी, वो सोचते थे नागालैंड में snakes ज़्यादा होते हैं, इसीलिए उसे नागालैंड बोला जाता है. But that is not true. Naga means warrior. In that tribal language, जो Naga tribal language है, उसमें Naga शब्द का मतलब होता है warrior. इसलिए उस state का नाम नागालैंड पड़ा. So this was not part of the main research. मतलब जो हमने points दिए हैं उसमें नहीं डाल पाए हम, रह गया था हमसे fact, but there were so many facts that were still we wanted to convey, but we were so short on time. But still, I think we did a good job. We're happy.
I'm glad you told me about that fact because I'm not a big fan of snakes. Yeah. And now I would definitely. So thank you for that flash.
Yeah.
So let's do this before we come back and we talk to you further. Let's show everybody a short snippet of the Seven Sisters Northeast Float.
Meghalaya is a Sanskrit word that means in the adobe of clouds, and this state is called rightly so. Cherrapunji, a city located in Meghalaya, records the highest annual rainfall in the world. This state shares its border with Assam and Bangladesh. As extremely diverse in flora and fauna, you can find 325 species of orchids in the Khasi forest alone. Apart from that, you can spot 616 different species of birds, out of which 35 are rare in the Khasi forests. We visit the whole world, but sometimes we forget to visit our own country. Shillong, the capital of Meghalaya, is actually called the Scotland of the East.
Wow. And this is a step. So what I recommend is when the floats are available to everybody, sit with your kids. This is such an education. Each of these floats are so educational that I please ask. And by the way, I know the winners are being shared by Apoorva ji and the consulate, but all of the floats are available, will be available as well. All 16 or all 28 states, the virtual parade. So we encourage everybody, if nothing else, sit with your kids. It's digital, it's virtual, they get to see something, it's visual. It's a great educational, aspect for the kids. And through a COVID and pandemic time, instead of playing the iPad, maybe 2 hours of
Yeah.
this will be a great educational
Learning
thing.
session.
I recommend they even do a test, so there you go. Maybe add a test at the end of it. What did they see? Remember those tests where you had to see plate mein kya dekha,
And answer the question. Quiz.
Every quiz, yes.
So I know Betty had a question for you as well on the float.
Yeah, so my quick question about is to see, you've shown exclusivity about each float, but how do you define a one unique thing which will link everything together?
So it was very easy and very simple. The reason why I chose Northeast was because it is completely unrepresented here, and also it's undiscovered in terms of tourism. लोग अब travel करना शुरू किए हैं पिछले कुछ सालों में, like over the last few decades, but still there is so much that needs to be explored. If you like to go close to the nature, you should definitely visit. And सबसे अच्छी बात ये सारा road connected है. So if you like taking road trip, this should be the destination, क्योंकि आप एक state से दूसरे state, तीसरे state पूरा एक गोल चक्कर काट के you will come back to West Bengal and then fly back to Delhi and come back to Toronto. So मैंने route भी बता दिया.
Arre वाह,
Yes,
that's nice.
that's actually a very important fact you
Beautiful.
just shared. I mean, I think that's what, if nothing else, what we were hoping this is when life goes back to normal and people can get back. Next time you go to India, go to a different state. Everybody goes
Absolutely.
with family, but sometimes they don't get to do more than that. So this is such a great thing you've done, because I don't think you all get represented. Often you did a really good job of representing all of them. And I think that's what the judges saw, was that it's an effort you put. This submission was, and they did recognize that. So we want to recognize you for that effort.
Thank you.
And we want you to be proud of the work you've done for these states.
Do you not see my 32 teeth smile?
Oh, I do. I heard one of the judges say that she is going to make the next trip to Northeast, actually. That this has motivated her to go to Northeast next.
So this was actually, ये हमारा मकसद था. जब हमने शुरू किया था, तो मैंने अपने तीनों होस्ट को ये बोला था कि हमें ऐसे सेल करना है कि ये देखने के बाद लोग एकदम एक्साइटेड हो जाए कि हमें जाके देखना है कि असल में यहाँ पे है क्या. So that's like a win for all three of us, because that's what we were trying to convey, like a journey, आओ घूमो types, like that.
Samya, I really want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
And I think I recognize you for all the efforts on behalf of Panorama, because, for us, we can put the challenges out there. We are a community organization. But really, everything we do when we do India Day and Republic Day is really all of us coming together in the community to do this celebration. You know, our role is to do it for the community. And, you know, people like you step up and you work very hard and you make it successful. And I want to thank you for this representation.
Thank you.
But I do want to tell everybody a little bit more. And now we're going to move away from your win from critics.
Okay.
I also want, because you're here, I want to recognize you. What everybody doesn't know is that beautiful fashion show that everybody saw. You know, this year we changed it up with the fashion show. We wanted all the states and the clothing to be represented in the fashion show. And you saw all those gorgeous little kids. And so everybody knows Soumya and her team put that together. So Soumya, I want to recognize you and your kids, correct?
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Are they there? Are they with you right now?
My kid, my son?
Yeah.
But yes, like wo jo fashion show, it's very close to my heart. You guys know I love working with a kunba, like lots of people, right? मेरा कोई नहीं होता कि छोटा है या बड़ा है, कुछ नहीं. I just love working with all the kids, as many artists as I can. But on one quick thing that I want to say is कि जितने लोगों ने उसमें participate किया था, सारी outfits हाथ से बनी थी. मतलब 50 to 70% तो मैंने सिली थी, बट काफी सारी ऐसी आउटफिट्स भी थी जिनको लोगों ने अपने हाथ से सिला था. जैसे नागालैंड जिसने बनाया था, जिसने झारखंड बनाया था, हाथ से 3 कॉस्ट्यूम्स उस लेडी ने सिली थी. बावजूद इसके कि दे हैव लाइक young kids. So there were lots of efforts, not just on my end, on the people that were behind in the background. It was a lot of work. And of course, I have to like give a big shout out. So I really want to take 1 second to give a big shout out to my team. Chani has been like my support system since ever. शुरुआत हुई थी with Panorama India. हमारी दोस्ती actually Panorama India से ही ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है. और she was on the first time she was on board just bringing her jewelry and her daughter. And अब ऐसा हो गया कि हमारा सारा फोकस पूरे साल रहता है कि Panorama India में अब क्या करेंगे, Panorama India में अब क्या करेंगे. So Chani, thank you for being there, and obviously the other team member Sumeeta and all the kids who performed so well.
So Soumya, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for always being there to support and, you know, stepping up. And I cannot wait to see what you guys do next year for the parade and India Day celebration. And, you know, all the effort that you've put in, I truly hope, you know, representing these states and also the fashion show being done in such a different way and educating yet educating about India. So your love for India shows. Thank you for that, and we can't wait to see what you come up with next.
Vande Mataram.
Yes, Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Soumya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soumya, for being with us today.
So today was, of course, our 5 winners, and of course, we want to recognize all 16, you know, who qualified to be part of the voting. As you know, it was like, I think it was 2,706.
2,700, yeah.
Public voting happened. So you imagine, and this was, I think we gave everybody 2 days.
I know. Yeah.
So we want to congratulate this community, and of course, I wanted Vaidehi on screen because Vaidehi is on the board, and she did a lot of work with each of these community organizations, because putting together a virtual float is not easy. You know, it was the first time ever, first of all, for our board to do something like this. Second is, we put such a different challenge in place. We built all the parameters, and then Vaidehi worked with each of these community groups in guiding and supporting. And Vaidehi, I can truly say, right, we can truly say we are so proud of this community and what they did.
Absolutely. They did an amazing job, actually. The way they worked actually during this difficult time as well, despite of all the COVID odds. It was amazing. Thank you. I mean, thank you to all the communities who worked hard. Actually, I should say thanks to them.
And I think, you know, we do have something special we will show you now as we close the show. We have a beautiful highlight video of the entire weekend of, you know, performances put together. It's just a highlight, but we want to encourage you again, go to Panorama's Facebook, go to our YouTube. All the segments are now posted. So what we want to do in closing, we'll show you the highlight video. But before we show the highlight video, I want to thank, you know, all of our, you know, sponsors. It's really important. Both our, you know, community sponsors who stepped up, from our title sponsors to our gold, our silver, and our partner organizations who stepped up. Panorama India is a non-profit organization. We could not have done India Day without having the financial support of these sponsors. And I want to thank our media partners. First time ever, 20 plus platforms did a live stream. For Panorama India, it was really important this year that, we got to where the community watches. That was what was important to us. So we said, you are our customer and we're going to cater to you. And that's why we were so fortunate that these many community media partners came together and live stream happened on 20 plus platforms. And I can't even tell you the numbers of people that saw the 2-day celebration. It was seen across India. It was seen across Canada. It was seen in the US. It was seen in India. And we saw the responses. The social media response was overwhelming. So we really want to say thank you to all of you. And really, Panorama India, I cannot say thank you enough to our board. We are all volunteers, and nothing of this is possible without this hardworking board and our group of volunteers that come together. And of course, we have a great big thank you to our Indian Consul General, Apoorva ji, who, as you can see, she kicked off the show. She's every step of the way with us. And you can see the enthusiasm and her love for showcasing India. She truly keeps saying she's amazed by the community here in Toronto and how we come together, we step up. In Toronto, we don't do one-day celebration. We do a week-long celebration. We do a month-long celebration. So we love to celebrate, and the pandemic didn't stop us. So I want to thank all of you. Namaste Live is going to be back. We have so much coming. You have no idea the things we're working on. The next set of Namaste Lives, the next one is going to be September 27th. You'll start to see the promos. Each Namaste Live that's coming up, wait till you see the content and the way we're putting it together. They're amazing people that are getting involved in it. We have amazing artists that we're going to be showcasing. The board is really hard at work, not only on Namaste Lives, we have a whole bunch of other things coming up because there's more celebrations that we do. So stay tuned with us. Keep following us on Facebook, on Instagram. And we can't wait to see you all for the next Namaste Live. So I want to close the show with a highlight video of the India Day celebration for all of you to see. Thank you for joining us, and Namaste on Namaste Live with Panorama India. Thank you so much.
सांसें खुल करनी सांसें खुल करनी तरक्की हमने की हर एक पल झूमे इंडिया गाता है मन वंदे मातरम हो आजादी के रंगों से हम दीप जलाए पैनोरामा के संग हम खुशियां मनाए ओ मिलकर अपने देश की ऐसी शान बढ़ाए अपने बच्चों को भारत का इतिहास सुनाए मेरा भारत चाहे अब खुशहाली आए ये दुनिया देखे अपनी आजादी जहाँ सुंदर हर एहसास हो और बुझती हर एक प्यास हो ऐसा है मेरा नेशन हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया जय 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 हे अपने देश की ऐसी शान बढ़ाए अपने बच्चों को भारत का इतिहास सुनाए मेरा भारत चाहे अब खुशहाली आए ये दुनिया देखे अपनी आजादी जहाँ सुंदर हर एहसास हो और बुझती हर एक प्यास हो ऐसा है मेरा नेशन हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन मेरा